This morning, I've been joined by Mr. Kofi Kapito of Ghana Consumer Protection Agency, Nanaya Achapim Jantwa, former General Secretary of the CPP, and Mr. Titus Glover, the Greater Accra Regional Minister. Gentlemen and lady, welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Good morning. Looks like everyone is very attentive looking into the papers.
Yes.
Right, but as we do on the show this morning, I'll give you each a minute or two to get into any issue that is of interest to you and you have some reaction to. I'll start with you, Mr. Kapito. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind is this weekend, a young lady with a Ghanaian heritage is very, very proud. The lady who came second in the Wimbledon this year.
Yeah.
Funny, she's full Italian. No, she's not full. Her mother, father, is a Ghanaian because the mother is Polish, the father is Ghanaian,
right.
But her mother married an Italian. And so she was raised by the Italian grandmother.
But she's of Ghanaian
But
descent.
this girl is so proud to be a Ghanaian.
Yeah.
That she even says that her speed is because she's a Ghanaian.
Okay.
I was a little disappointed that I didn't see a lot of Ghanaian flags in the Wimbledon because this girl could have said, to hell with us. But she felt that comfortable that she wants to claim the Ghanaian side.
Yeah.
Maybe next time the embassy or some people should organize Ghanaian support to go and wave the Ghanaian flag so that she'll be proud as a Ghanaian.
All right, so there's something to learn there. Nanaya, what's on your mind?
This morning, I'm not feeling well. I'm not.
Oh.
Because my team lost. England lost.
Sorry. Yeah.
I've been very down.
You supported the wrong team.
Oh,
yeah.
I am very down. But I'm very happy about what the government is saying in terms of bylaws. You see, I think the assembly should start enforcing bylaws, sanitation bylaws.
Yeah.
Because some of the filth that we do, it's not the government that does it, we do it ourselves. And if these bylaws are put in place and enforced, I think it's going to help. And that people are really sanctioned for throwing litter around.
Yeah.
And I think that, yes, the MPP government like taxes, they're always taxing us. But one of the taxes that they should look at is taxes on those who bring plastic products. Yeah. There's a name for it, it's not coming. They should tax them because most of the debris that we have in our gutters all over, most are black plastics, the pure water plastics, the bottled water plastic, the black plastics, the bag. Do you get me? So I think there should be some tax that should be used for sanitation, even though already we have pollution tax and sanitation. I don't know what that money is being used for. It is very sad that it will take the government to embark on this cleanup when His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo said that Accra will be the cleanest city.
He did say by the end of his tenure.
Yes, and now his tenure is over.
Okay.
We have 5 months to go.
Right.
But I applaud the government for talking about sanctions for those who violate, the rules. And I'm happy that the minister is here.
Okay.
They should liaise with the assembly to ensure that these bylaws are put in place and enforced. That way, it doesn't matter who you are. If you violate it, you should be punished.
So we do have the laws. It's about enforcement.
Yes,
Mr.
it's
Titus
about
Glover,
enforcement.
What's on your mind this morning?
Good morning. Your Excellency.
My love.
My love, how are you?
Good.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to...
This is romance, in the morning.
Mini border.
All right, let's get into your thoughts.
I wanted to touch on the former president's links with the Russian oligarchs, but because Nana touched on the sanitation, I want to touch.
You can do that when you're a newspaper.
We in the RCC, together with the Sanitation Ministry and local government, partnered the Ghana Traditional Council, because we realized that there have been series of cleanups, but the sustenance has always been a challenge in partnership with Zoom Lion.
Are you talking specifically about the build-up to Homo War cleanup? Or?
Exactly so. Because we went to the Ghana Traditional Council, the Regional Coordinating Council, to sort the support and to partner with the chiefs, headed by the Paramount Chief of the Ghana Traditional Council. We've done a lot of engagements. We started on the 3rd of July, and we ended this Saturday. The first operational area was the Gamashi proper, where we went to the Abola, the Sempe, the Akamajane, the Englishin, Jamestown, Buko, Amadou, Akotolante, and focused. And the fields that we were able to clear from those areas was a huge one.
Okay.
One thing we realized was that people kept the refuse in their homes. And when it rains, they find a means of disposing them. And this is what chokes the drains. So quickly I realized that because they are not able to pay for the fees, they keep them. So I've instructed the AMA Chief Executive. Now we have some compact trucks. Find days within the week. You go to 1-2 electoral areas. Allow the trucks to be there. Just blow the horn. People will come with all their refuse that they kept in their homes and dump them there.
And when is this starting?
Oh, this starts now. Now they take it
right
over.
now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you followed our series, Field Exhibition on Joy News, and most of the comments that we gather, or the most common one, is that they don't have access to bins, and there's no ways of disposing it. Okay.
I'm coming.
You do have to make it brief
because there are no bins. That's why I'm saying that the truck should come. 1-2 electoral areas, you put them there, so they all come.
Okay.
You know, so it's an ongoing thing. So from there,
do they have to pay for it? I just have to.
No, we said no. They can't afford it
for free.
So those of them in the Gamashi proper, because immediately you finish cleaning, they're behind you. They come and put another one there. So it becomes a cycle.
Okay.
You keep going around. So this is what I've told her. Please, this is what we think we can do and clean this field. And the indiscipline at which people dispose refuse all over the place is not the best.
Okay.
As a RM, it's not my duty to go around cleaning. It is not my duty. The chief executive must be on the job and to make sure they're hands-on. Okay. This is the only thing that we can do in cleaning this field. And our people need to be talked to.
Thank you, Mr. Titus Glover. So let's get into the papers. I'll start with the Daily Guide newspaper. The stories on the front page says, SSNIT hotel sale termination unfortunate. That is according to Ahiagba. Yana praises Baumia for clean campaign. GKL boss hosts African lottery president. Kozie gives interest-free loans to women. Let's get into the actual paper now. And this is the Daily Guide newspaper. I'll start from the story about SSNIT hotel sale termination unfortunate, and this is coming from the communications director of the New Patriotic Party, Richard Ahiagba, and he's saying the Social Security and National Insurance Trust termination of the sale of 4 hotels, that is 60% stake in 4 hotels, is rather unfortunate. And his views comes in the wake of the termination of the intended sale of a 60% stake. And I want to get the details of why he says it's unfortunate. Quote, just as we are bound to respect a referee's decision in a football game, we must also abide by the outcomes of the democratic processes, even if they don't align with our preferences. While I empathize with the workers concerned, we must also consider the implications of impeding a legitimate corporate decision, he says. And so that's why he's saying that the halt of this sale is unfortunate. I'll go around and take your views before I do about 2 more stories, and I'll come to your papers. I'll start with you, Mr. Capito. Well, we've seen that. Well, organized labor is said to actually hold a presser this morning at 10 a.m. on whether or not this indefinite strike action is proceeding or is coming to a halt. So
we live in a country that transparency is the most difficult thing that we do. Selling a hotel should not bring this brouhaha. It's all because people are not clear of the rules of engagement. There are 2 schools of thoughts, even in terms of the evaluation. Some says, one school of thought says it's over 100 and something million.
Right.
The other person is also saying it's 61. So my question is, who is telling us the truth? Mr. Brian Champon is my friend. He's a businessman. He's done a hotel business, or he's doing a hotel business. I don't think if I'm just assuming that, I asked this question somewhere. So assuming Mr. Brian Champon paid the actual value of the hotel, which is 100 and whatever million, would the Minister for Tong still be agitated?
MP for North Tong.
No, MP for Tong. Yes, MP for Tong. Would he still be agitated? On the other hand, is it also proper that a minister, an MP, should be allowed to buy a government, or is it government or SNIT property? I don't know. At this point, workers' property.
State institutions.
State institutions. Because of the way we do things. I was watching a movie last night. It's a Korean movie. And if you see how a prime minister realized that the president was corrupt, and the guy actually got people to understand that it's not that he doesn't like the president, but because he's corrupt, and if they don't do things proper, the whole South Korea will collapse.
Okay.
It's an amazing movie. Okay. But my stake is, SNIT, the board, especially the chairperson. See, when we appoint, and this is where I have a problem that we should review our constitution. When we allow boards of institutions to
be appointed by the president?
And this is not the first time. SNIT, they've appointed the boards from the longest time. But the question is, we cannot do that.
Okay.
President's business, which he has over close to 7,000 vacancies, why can't he also give it to any other Ghanaian?
Hold your thoughts for me. Nana Yajapim Jantwa.
A champion.
A champion Jantwa. Oheneba. What
We
do you think
Oheneba
about
Nanzo
this halt of the
Oheneba.
sale that Mr. Nyagba is describing as unfortunate? I mean, we do know that Brian Champon has withdrawn his bid to... He's a communications...
He's the one who didn't have a voter's card.
Yes.
And he went to this thing, but he voted in 2020. Is he a Ghanaian?
I think he is. He holds office here for a national, a major party in the country. So he is a Ghanaian. Okay. How does his thoughts sit with you?
How can he say that? You see, this is about workers, money belonging to workers. If you want to expend, dissipate shares, you need to have a broader stakeholder consultation. You see, when the minister came into the matter, it colored the whole thing.
Which minister of?
The Agric.
Okay.
I said initially that it's possible he came in when he wasn't a minister in 2018. But when he became a minister, he should have just left it.
Well, he's done that now.
Look, after all the noises, after all the brouhaha, after now there's a threat of a strike. You see, I did my second master's, I did it on why unions go on strike. Sometimes behind these strikes is their money. So now you've opened the Pandora's box. Even though you are saying that you are not going to do the sale, they said they are not stopping the strike.
Yeah, and the number of organized unions for various institutions that are pouring in their support behind this.
But why? What's
quite fascinating.
My dear, so I did my thesis on that, and when I interviewed all the unions, and what they tell you when they go for a strike, there's something behind it. Okay. But you have now opened the Pandora's box because you did not listen. You shouldn't let it get to this point. This is workers' money. And why is he saying that? Has he paid SNIT before? Has he worked before? Does his life depend on pension? Maybe his life does not depend on pension. It's even possible he hasn't lived here for a long time because his accent is a bit tainted. Okay. So it's possible
I need to throw that back to Mr. Titus Global.
But I want to come to my sweetheart here. You see, you should not pamper us. If you do your trash, you have to pay for it. It is not sustainable for you to put trucks, for people to put trash for free. 20 cedis, when you use the abobo, yes, it is 20 cedis. Small trash is 20. Big trash is 40. So are you telling me that the people who do trash in these areas, 20 cities, they don't have money? Please, I beg you, my dear, do not pamper them. Sensitize them for them to throw their trash into some place, a bin. The trucks that you are talking about, let them pay so that you can sustain those trucks. I beg you.
Thank you very much. Well,
Okay,
the advice well taken.
Yeah.
I'm a unionist myself. I started my politics as far back 1991. It was the trade unions that made me who I am today. I belong to the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union. I see you. Christina Piaget, late, was my Secretary General at the TUC. Napoleon Pope, late, was my General Secretary.
Oh, he's there. Okay.
Yeah, he's there. Ooh. So the guy are my contemporaries, currently who are in the helm of affairs. But clearly, Kofi talked about the board, the composition of the board, or the fact that government should take himself out in terms of who sits on the board and whatever. This is what the Constitution says. That is the president who nominates, fair enough. But the workers themselves, they have representation on the SNIT board.
Right.
The decision that we're taking, the reps of the unions, they were there. The performance of all these hotels, where they were going, were being discussed there. The question I asked myself, a lot of people went to bid. Brandon Champo, has he committed any sin? Has he stolen any money?
It's a matter of conflict of interest.
I'm coming. So if, excuse my language, a Chinese, a Japanese, or any other foreigner come and take this over, we don't have a problem with it?
You don't want anybody to do.
We have a challenge. You remember Kofi and Anam, yeah, when the NDC gave shipyard and dry docks to Malaysians. Yeah. At the end of the day, what did they do? They messed it up. Why are we not believing in our own? If Kofi has the capacity,
that's okay.
If Nanaya has the capacity, because he's a politician, so he cannot transform anything, I have a problem here.
Okay.
Seriously. And you see, my NDC friends always want to criminalize success and glorify poverty. Because Nanaya is growing, he's successful, I should find a way and try to pull him down or pull it down.
So
that is not the way to go.
Are you saying that the issue the NDC has, and most of these commercial unions and trade unions, is that they're not happy about the success of this man's hotel?
I mean,
because we're talking about procurement breaches, we're talking about transparency, we're talking about having a say in where we put our money.
Madam, the SNIT came to advertise to us. It went through all the processes. There was no foul play anywhere.
Okay, but what they're saying now, it's not that they shouldn't sell to a particular person. It's to hold the sale
what is the essence of bidding?
And turn these hotels around.
What is the essence of bidding?
Giving it proper management.
If the bidding process went on, international processes, everything went on. There was no foul play. And because it is Naya Ajantwa, oh please, because it's Nikwate.
Okay.
What Brian, what has he done?
All right.
What has Brian done?
All right, let's go on to other stories now. No problem. Let's go on to other stories now. Just quickly run through this and then I'll come to you because we have just about 10 or 15 minutes to go. Koze gives interest-free loans to women. Nana honored again. Lawyer Bafwewa replaces Napo, and we saw that over the weekend. Out of the 4 or 5 nominations that were filed, he came out winner. So he's now replacing Napo. All set for Ghana International Petroleum Confab. Banking sector resilient after DDEP, that is a domestic debt exchange program, that is according to Professor Isaac Boydu. And some other stories here. NPRA approved sale of SNIT hotels. I think that's coming rather late because we saw that before all these statements about withdrawals and strike action came on the back of this. GHS conducts lymphatic filariasis, a mass drug administration exercise. GLC outdoor software for law school exams. Court chases Job Kwesi Mensah. These are some other stories in the Daily Guide newspaper. You can pick one for yourself. Quick reflections on any of these, and then I'll come to you for your papers.
Look, let me tell you what. As the minister is, you see, I don't like this NDC MPP thing. It doesn't help. That's why I mentioned transparency. If we live in a country that politicians, I won't see me say party because the party, I might be a party member and I will not be part of the decision anyway. And he's talking about the boards were there. In a corporate environment, I can place my displeasure or my not be, wanting to be part of the decision. But it's a collective decision anyway.
Once you don't have the numbers.
Yeah, it's a collective decision. Majority carries it.
Yes.
So the question is, let's be transparent. And ideally, yes, if it's an open bid, let us all have the information. Okay, let us all know that, yes, this is above board, that everybody. So now there's even this, I don't even think it's allegation. It was a statement put up by the chairman of, the former chairman of MPP, Blay, saying that his son
has parts of the
bidded almost 200 million.
Other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same hotel.
And he didn't
All
get
I'm
it.
saying is, it's about transparency. I like Brian Champo. He's a businessman. But sometimes, let us be circumspect and know that this is going to bring a lot of heat. Does he have to buy the hotel? Number one.
He has the hotel already.
No, it's not even that where he can acquire more. But
Well,
He's
to answer
acquired
that
more.
question,
He has
I
more
would
than
say
enough.
that he didn't go asking to buy the hotel.
no, he didn't go to ask him. But that's what
Somebody
I'm saying.
called
That,
him.
Snit, no, Snit's open bids,
Sweetheart,
right? And he,
Sweetheart,
Yeah.
I can tell you I'm a man. There's a woman that even if they throw themselves at me, I'll tell them to go away.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying, the fact that it was
Okay.
offered to you, or you heard about it,
while
it's
you're
not
still
everything
on the
that is
floor,
good.
I hate to interject, but while you're still on the floor, I've just been told that the average ticket price for Wimbledon final is $13,500.
Wow.
Average ticket.
Yes,
So
because...
I guess that explains why there isn't enough support mobilized locally here to go and support.
Oh, so what?
Ghanaians.
The ambassador couldn't have gone there? I'm just saying, or find somebody to give us tickets, or give him and
We
his,
put our
a
flags
few people.
around.
No,
Yes,
I don't
yes.
know if we have that much influence on such
No,
a
I'm
a
talking
tournament.
about even people. He could have had some people. Okay, we've seen we play tournaments and non-Ghanaians support Ghana. Non-Ghanaians.
Okay.
When we went to the African Cup, when we qualified to a certain level, all Africans were supported, including some Europeans. What I'm saying is, time has come, and not this government. Any government that comes, please be transparent. Stop this thing about. Nana made a statement, and I'm wondering why that statement did not hold. If you want to do business, stay out of my government.
Yes. Nana said it too.
If you're a businessman, because that is what he saw it, that it can be a conflict of interest. Because if you are a member of the government, or even sometimes it depends on which level. Look, there are some people who are labeled as politically exposed. We don't even believe that in Ghana.
Yeah.
Look, I was here in Ghana, some foreign company said they wanted me to be something for them. Then later on they came to say, me, we checked, you are politically exposed. Me. So why can't you be politically exposed?
All right, let's do your story.
That is
Let's
the
do your
problem.
papers now.
Are you
Please
going
hold
to
for
do
me.
story again?
No, you
No,
say
for
your
your
paper in
papers.
front of
Nana,
you.
I'll start with you. What paper do you have and what are the
Yeah, I
stories
have
on
the
the front
finder.
page?
The finder has MPP finds.
That's a new finder.
Yes, the new finder. MPP finds worthy allies in churches. Dr. Opoku Prempe. UTAG members don't contribute to SNIT. That's an interesting one. I was finding out what do they contribute to. SNIT cancels hotel sales. That one we've talked about it. Endangering investment portfolio overhaul. ICU not part of organized labor strike. Maybe honorable influence them.
Yeah.
Banking sector is demonstrating significant recovery, Professor Boedi. Newmont's Ahafo South mine unveils modern loader machine to reduce carbon emissions.
We can do one major story for you and then move on.
MPP finds worthy allies in churches. It's even, as part of the story, is it Safo? Apostle Kojo Safo said that MPP must unite.
Yes.
And I think it is key. and they should take it seriously.
Are you saying the NPP actually needs some uniting to do?
They are fragmented. Should somebody tell you they are fragmented?
I'm asking you.
But Kofi sitting here is a clear example the NPP is fragmented. Okay. He's a key NPP. Now he says it's butterfly. How the butterfly is flying, NPP is dissipating.
Maybe he aligns more with Alan's visions than...
No, but what
Alan himself came out of the NPP.
And that's what I am saying. So if he says that NPP must be united, it's key. And one profound thing that was said by Ejaku, the former minister, he said that those who are angry in their hearts are more than those who have left. Do you get me?
Right.
That is a profound statement. So on that day, if you take it for granted, when people are going to vote, you will not be there with them. You don't know the direction they are going to vote. Do you get me?
Yes.
So what the apostle is saying is very key. They should look at it. Instead of Napo is saying that we see a chinya or the Juana or Tafreno, they should take steps to ensure that the people who are angry, the people who have left, will come back. Because if you are divided during war, during a battle, your front is divided, then you are in trouble.
Right. Mr. Titus Glover,
I have
paper?
I have a couple of them.
Okay.
One says, Mahama Goes Wild.
Is that a custodian?
That is the custodian.
Okay.
Fearless, fair, and reliable. Mahama Goes Wild, the Russian link. Greater Accra, NDC on fire. As regional chairman sacks campaign team, Ashimore. Regional chairman. Gamanche pledges to keep Accra clean. SNIT halts sale of hotels. Utah's capacity questioned. Prioritize unity in MPP. Apostle Kojo Safo to Bamianapo. VRA begins sensitization of stakeholders along the lower Volta Basin.
Let's review one story.
I think that I will quickly appeal to my union brothers. Now that the transaction is no more, I don't think it is fair for them to go ahead, except where they still want to flex themselves. But I want to make appeal to them. Since the transaction is halted, I will appeal to them to cease fire so that they all go back and work. My concern is on the Mahama and his oligarchs, Russian friendship.
Right.
And when you read a story, he's saying that he wanted to translate his book.
Yeah, he had a book launch.
My first coup d'etat in Russia. Is that a target? You were brought up here. I had a copy of the book. The major market readers is the Ghanaian public and not Russia. What has Russia got to do with your book? Except where you have something fishy. You want to use the book translation as a copy.
The world is a global village now. And so maybe he's reached his target for local or Ghanaian readers. And he wants to expand. Politicians like to operate on international spaces. So going to
Russian, they don't have better books there. They don't have better books that they can rely on than this, my first book, coup d'etat book. I read a portion of that book. Now, I'm sure you might have read it. The father, at the time, he was to attend school in Salaga, from Damango where they lived. And those days, there were no vehicles. And when you go to Savannah, they have these elephants, wild animals. And lion was in the middle of the road. He was being carried by elders to take him walking from Damango all the way to Salaga. And for some time, they stood and watched this lion. I saw this lion in the book. He wants to demonstrate that the lion was like an hindrance to the future of the father. But eventually, the lion moved. He managed to walk through and got to Salaga. And the father became a member of parliament and became what? Minister of State.
Okay. But
so you understand?
You do know that we have bilateral relations with Russia.
Oh my
but the man went to school in Russia. He did his master's in Russia. And the translation was done by his school.
We are doing politics.
You get maybe
we are doing politics. No, I'm not saying we are doing politics.
Okay.
What I mean to say is that we are in a political season.
But
We use this thing as a cover.
But you don't have proof.
Proof? Do you have proof that
Mr.
there's-
Clover, you
there
don't
is a
have
cover?
proof
The man went to school
to
in
back
Russia.
these claims that you're
The
making.
people
He says he
requested
launched
that
a
they
book.
want to
He launched the
translate.
book.
And we've seen the book.
Yes.
You yourself have attested that you read the book. So there is a book. to
Yes,
be
there's a
launched.
book.
So
In
unless
Russia.
unless you have facts to back your
Oh.
claim,
but if
let's
they
keep it
request
as
Madam,
Madam, the concentration is the book is Ghanaian that need to read.
So she will translate
Okay.
it in Chi.
Let's
Yes, you tell me
please
tea.
do the pin your thoughts.
Tea and gas.
No, but how many
Elevon.
Mr. Capito, what
But how many Russians will read that book?
No, but that's why
Russia, they need that book
that's
for
why
what?
they have translated.
They need a book for what?
No, they
There are better books in Russia.
No, but I'm saying that
Thank
they
you so much.
requested it.
I get you.
They-
I get you.
they have
Thank you so
translated
much.
it into
Nanaya,
Russian.
thank you. Let's get into Mr.
Mine
Capito's
is
paper now.
Apostle Producer.
What is this?
That's the Ghanaian publisher.
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
publisher.
What did you need my first book
Please,
example?
let's get
in
into
Russia?
the story.
But they translated it.
No.
All
right, let's go.
Mini.
Charges MPP to unite.
I think we
Snit-
just did that story.
Yes, Snit stops. Well,
Come home.
let me. Mid-year budget, we are not focusing on taxes. Finance Minister
They
Akufo-Addo
should remove all the
asked
taxes.
SDA to reconsider stance.
Consider what stance. That one.
But
We
you
can
know,
do one story and
I
then we
will
have to
do
go.
the government chair and the sanitation thing.
Right.
That is the problem of Ghana. Like Nana said, that we cannot do things for free. We are not a socialist country. Let's stop that
That
free
free
thing.
things.
That is what is killing us. That is why.
And
But
it's not
Mr. Capito, you know
sustainable.
that we already pay for cleaning in the city.
Yeah,
when you go
but-
to the markets, they actually pay some. So, I
Yeah,
don't know what
yeah.
I should call it taxes, or they
No,
pay some
no,
small
but
amount
that
of
is the
money
market.
that
No,
is
that's
used
the
for
market.
cleaning.
Have these
That's the market.
young guys with their
That's the market.
cats that
What I
it's a
am
rubbish.
saying is, me and Okopandapoi, when he was the mayor of Accra, I told him that if I was to go and put a paper, if I bought roasted plantain here and I'm going to UTC and I get to Adabraka and it is finished and he's asking me to put the paper in my pocket, I told him that I'm not Zoom Lion. The
There
state
should be being
has a
allowed.
responsibility. Let's stop this thing that we do to ourselves as the leaders who come to service should have an idea to innovate and stop this same thing about, look, you go to get loans. That's why we can't pay our loans. We go and get loans, come and do social interventions with it. How do we pay the loans back?
All right.
You know, we get money to build tolls, assuming we are going to bring the tolls back. And you say what? It's expensive. If you cannot, do not use the toll. In other jurisdictions, they have the toll lanes, which is good, which is express for you to get to your destination faster. If you want to stay in traffic, that one you can stay in it.
Mr. Capito, we have to go. We have just 2 minutes, but I want to find out quickly from you what you each think about the shooting incident, the attempted assassination on Donald Trump's life. Some school of thought say it was staged. Others are saying that his life was actually in danger.
You know?
And they say it's staged because they have about 2 eyewitness accounts that say they actually pointed out this young man on the roof with a rifle to the
But
secret agents, but nobody did anything.
see,
And they only started reacting after.
You see,
So
the
we have
funny
to go,
thing
but
is,
what
no,
do you
let
think
me
about-
just give you. The funny thing is, this is the United States of America. Anything will be found. Unlike in Ghana that we brush
Yeah,
things.
investigations
And
will
that,
be
yes,
done.
they do proper, even if it's 10 years. Deep truth. A guy wrote a book about the Watergate thing. And he said, until I die. And the book is out now. Deep truth. Okay, America, you cannot hide. Unlike Ghana, that governments do things that we can't do anything to them. Somebody will tell you, do you know who I am?
So they cannot hide. Investigations will reveal all. That's your point.
Maybe
Thank you
not
so
now,
much. We have to go.
But in the future.
Okay. Nanaya, what do you think about that shooting incident
Which shooting incident?
on Donald Trump's life in the
please.
USA?
That one is just a political thing. I heard the guy has been shot.
Yes.
Yes. So the evidence is gone.
Okay.
So
Mr.
I
Titus
mean, this
Glover.
one is just one of those things. Trump wants to feel popular. He will start saying that it's Biden who attempted to kill him. How for Trump?
Okay.
Violence
He has an African
in
advisor.
any form is not good.
Yeah.
And politically, when it is the season where people want to use any means possible through violence, I don't think that's the right way to go. And when you look at America itself, sometimes they try to portray Africa as the most worst country.
They are terrible.
But when you look at gangsterism in their country, they can't even cope with it. So we pray that the ex-president was not shot.
He was shot at.
Was shot at.
His ear.
And
It's not here behind there.
so now the security have been able to what? To kill the guy?
The guy is
And I'm surprised from what Kofi is saying, the guy was holding a gun up there.
Up there.
on the
And they saw him holding the gun. And they
Nobody
could not find a
did
way
it.
to get to him. I'm surprised. So
Well,
we wish what do you call it?
Donald
the
Trump.
well, not him alone, with his competitor. All we want is the best for America.
He's what? He's part of the conservative group,
Yeah.
The MPP people.
Oh boy, is that where we are going now?
That's how they
But
do
interesting
things,
times ahead. I mean, November and December,
Republican.
it's always interesting to watch how
that's
these
right.
political
Seems like the Republicans.
But unfortunately, that's all time will allow
In the
us.
lead, they have something called October surprise.
October
Anything can
surprise.
happen. Just before, even the day before.
Things can
change. Things can change.
Can't we say we have same here? Fear
Yeah,
delegates. Okay, so that's it for newspaper review segment. My guest on the panel this morning was Nanaya Achapim Jantwa, former General Secretary of the CPP, Kofi Kapito, Chief Executive Officer at Consumer Protection Agency, and Mr. Titus Glover, the Greater Accra Regional Minister.